Okay, so the next deck we're playing today is a deck I've played several times on stream in the past. In fact, I think this was the last archetype I played before taking a break from Runeterra, and that is this Leona Yasuo control deck. So, reason why we're giving it a go today is, well, it's one of my favorite decks, probably my favorite Runeterra deck to date, quite honestly. And the only real change that this deck saw, or this archetype saw, I suppose, since the latest patch, was that they put Will of Ionia back to being a 4-cost card. So what I've done is we previously had a couple copies of what is it called, the Sunblaze? Is that what it's called? No. Sunburst. In the deck, which I always felt was a pretty good card for, you know, what it was doing. Just having this out to big threats across the other side of the table always felt good, and the fact that it triggered Daybreak for Leona and either to help her level or to get extra, you know, stun triggers from her level mode felt good. But trying out Will of Ionia in the list instead to see if, you know, the fact that this thing even though it doesn't permanently answer a threat, the fact that it costs 2 less and is fast could mean that you know, the amount of tempo it's generating is possibly enough to make it a better choice in the deck over Sunburst. Plus, of course, it helps level Yasuo, and Leona has plenty of ways to level up in the deck anyway, so we're probably not losing much consistency in that regard. The only other change this deck saw actually was a small nerf to Star Shaping, but I don't think it's enough of a change to even really consider whether or not this is good enough in the deck. This card's amazing. It's just keeps you alive against faster decks while also creating a win con for your deck. So I think no chance that we'd get rid of this just because it heals our Nexus 4 instead of 5 now. So yeah, so that's all there is to say about that. So let's just jump into some games and see how we do. I think this deck could have a theoretically, this deck has a really good Lurk matchup, so if you're sick and tired of running into Lurk players on the ladder, I think this one could be pretty good against it. Just because we have a lot of really good early blockers to trade with their early threats. We have plenty of life gain to prevent us from dying out of nowhere. And even when they get big pikes and wreck size going, we have removal to deal with those, as well as things like Hush in the deck to stop them from going off. Hush also really good against the Lee Sin decks that are just kind of feel like they've been ever present in the format for a long time now. Okay, this looks like it's like kind of like a turbo Sejuani level up our stuff deck. I think I want Leona on 4, hoping to get some of our, you know, 1, 2, 3s to slow them down if we can. There's a 2, so that's, couldn't block that anyway, so I guess here's what it is. We're definitely going to play this on 2 swings, so we can play this on 3, potentially block. That's potentially better now. Is this better? No. We bank 1 more spell mana, play this. We actually have enough for a Hush if that's relevant, because we can then Hush this, block it. Yeah, that might be better, because then depending on what they play into this Shield Bearer, the defense on, well, the extra defense on defense tends to be better than using it on your attack, just to push damage.
Open wide, sugar.
The guilty were bad.
Just to prevent them from getting, like, leveling up Sejuani and getting plundered triggers, I think this is worthwhile. I think we'll bank the spell mana again since we can't get the Daybreak from this, so... Yeah, see. Them wanting to either plunder there and finish that off, you know, use their mana, etc, etc. It's all good. Star Shaping's a nice draw here. Leona's not doing much if I just draw first. I think we'll just do this. Warrior is tempting because it's kind of like removal. I might just want The Traveler, though. No, I'll take the Wizard.
Sunlight guide you, my brethren.
Safety will cost you.
That's actually not that bad. I wonder if that's our play for this turn. If it's just that simple. I suppose it depends on what they play.
Lucky you. I'm the last thing you'll see.
That's our play this turn. Gotta play the...
The dawn
No, it's probably Leona
With
hold
its
up
light,
deny.
the Solari will unite the heavens, the sun's splendor reveal. You won't feel it at first.
I have a lot of plays.
War is everlasting.
I will shield my people as long as I draw breath.
I think that might actually be worth it just to kill this.
My speed eye, weakling.
Stand and fight!
I'll keep her back, I think. We could heal her with star shaping, but we might end up needing that for the what do you call it? Hey Vine, you want your 1/1 so bad.
I'm one of the good guys, but not that good. Open wide, sugar. Ever vigilant.
We'll start here.
Love ya.
I is probably better to play the following turn. Because we want to build up our forces a little bit more before we use the stuns to push damage. And we want them to be stunned the following turn.
The strong don't want mercy.
Like, anyway, so... They're playing that in their deck. A lot of nab on the ladder today. Definitely more than I expected. Do we heal Leona or do we heal our life total? I kind of want to spend the mana. That's nice, except we don't have another Celestial card. This blocks this down the line, plus is a pretty good threat in its own right. Ooh, there's a Yasuo.
Sleep is for the guiltless.
This might be a little greedy, but I kind of want Yasuo to be on the field when this starts popping off, obviously. Ugh. We're playing Riptide Rex with Jagged Taskmaster. That's not something I expected. So what's going where? 3 look like they're going here. I really wish... Everyone's getting 2. Everyone's getting 2. So everyone's dead no matter if I stop one of them. Yeah, Riptide Rex is a big... It was a big beatdown.
Always believed in second chances.
How do we stop Riptide from ripping us a new one? That game. Not much, I guess. Needed just more threats on the board to spread out the damage, trade into their stuff, so that they didn't have like as nasty of a board. Yeah, maybe. I mean, obviously, if I thought about that more and I saw it coming, I guess we play out the Phoenix and hope that it tanks some of the hits. It can, because even if it dies to it, it just lives anyway. We probably want Robin actually. If only that deny was a rite of negation.
Ours is the one true light.
Reporting in?
Explosives primed.
Definitely just curving out here. When they attack with this, this blocks. We get in for 4 damage next turn, which is nice.
Ye started without me.
Or not. I think I'll just pass and see what they do. If they pass back, fine. If they play something smaller, maybe we play this to stun it down and then attack in. No such luck. That's fine.
I'll do better this time.
They don't have great open attacks.
The guilty were bad.
Sure.
Got past me. There's plenty of killing left.
Yasuo's pretty good here because, or a second Yasuo pretty good here because it means the first one becomes a spell that we can play because we're not, doesn't look like we're gonna get like a
Follow the wind.
too much to do on our next turn. And I want to get him down since we have so much stun in hand. Get some value off of him.
I'll shoot the wings off a building.
I'll go ahead and attack. I don't think they have anything. Probably gonna see them open attack, which is fine. Excellent draw. Excellent, excellent draw.
I see every move.
No more running.
Only taking 3 damage here from this pretty big attack from our opponent, which is nice. We got a star shaping in here to help heal our Nexus a bit. Ugh, is that the one where this is going? Shit. I guess he would have just chosen the other one. Still a really good turn for us, all things considered. Yeah, they're kind of running on empty now. That's really nice.
Daylight everlasting.
I'll shoot the wings off a built one.
Careful where you point that thing.
Make sure we're being as efficient as possible. Yeah. That's a strange concede there. I feel like our opponent may as well just see what their top deck is, but I agree, they were in an awful spot. Haven't faced this archetype before. I assume we wanna we're the beatdown in this matchup, so we wanna be going a little bit faster. If I understand correctly, those frozen thralls, anything that's created by a landmark takes on the cost of that landmark, right? So Will of Ionia is not gonna put an expensive 8/8 back in their hand if the game does go that long. I don't think I want to just run out the Sunhawk for no value, just as a beater. We'll just bank the spell mana. Yasuo draw makes that definitely more appealing. We'll definitely do this though. I'll take the Golden Sisters. I think that's going to be good for down the road. Elusive threat, something that keeps our life total high.
Come on in.
We're really just going to ship that in for 3 damage. I think I... do I chump block? Yeah, I think I chump block here because one stun trigger from Yasuo finishes it off.
Death is like the wind, always by my side.
I'm not familiar with this archetype at all, so I have no idea if running this out like this is good, bad, or otherwise. I gotta imagine they probably have some frostbite effects in their deck, or even if not that, the quicksand. So I'm definitely just gonna take the pass there if they don't want to spend their mana. Perfectly fine by me. Oh, this thing actually does cost 8, so Will of Ionia pretty good against this. I think we can start with this and slowly but surely look to whittle this thing down. I could also play Raven here. Maybe I actually recall that. Would that be crazy? We're not putting out that much pressure currently, though.
Our sun will not set today.
I guess what I do here is this is a blocker for this. If he wants to attack in, he potentially he could have the landmark buffing thing. Could play that.
The light of my star warms the heavens.
The lady of ice and darkness.
I do so love when my people call me that.
I've carved meat bigger than you.
That is not a card I considered. This is a newer card, I believe. We do have Will of Ionia, so we're fine there. Now that they decided to go all in on this thing. I suppose they could have protection for him, but in that case, do we stun that so we don't take a big hit?
Guide you, my brethren.
Play this and then yikes. Okay, now I see why this deck is a thing.
I will remind the world of true power.
I heard people talk about Lysandra Talia landmarks and I was like, That sounds kind of slow. Forgot about these things that they printed. What do we want to do here? I mean, we have elusive threats, or we have unelusive threat. It's not that bad.
War is everlasting.
Conflict is as old as the stars themselves.
Stinging cold.
Unstoppable. Prove yourself.
Deal 2 to everything. So... yeah, we're taking a big hit, huh? Okay. That's fine. Call you. He could just replay it out. That's okay. I'm probably just okay to take a hit from that 8-3, huh? If he plays another Blighted Ravine, I guess I get punished for that. Yeah, let's do this. We're already pretty far behind. I don't think we can let those Yasuo triggers not happen. Now that I know a little bit more about how that archetype operates, that's literally the first time I fought it, I think we can have a better sense of how to combat it. You know, looking for things that can kill that 5-drop. Although we didn't see any in our what's it called, the visions that the 3-drop does. Probably an aggressive. Is this like a They Who Endure deck, or maybe a Undying deck of some kind?
Unyielding light. Devotion through battle. Hello.
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 Sure.
Scorching light.
Just play this out because we don't really have anything else to play out.
Ours is the one true light.
Man, he's likely playing spot removal, but he could also be playing Ruination. Think I'm supposed to swing.
Follow the horizon.
Okay.
King of trolls coming through.
It's already leveled. I don't really care about that. Not quite what we were looking for.
Bask in her radiant blessing.
I'm gonna just play out more threat.
This is a lie. It's always cold in the Freljord.
Mother Moon, veil me.
Yasuo's not that big of a deal anymore. So if he plays Ruination... No, I don't think I care about that, actually.
Smashing.
Where they fall, freedom grows.
Is a leaf's only purpose to fall?
Oh, I should have played this. I didn't see this draw. That's pretty good, I guess, because we can kill you.
Sunwed.
If they're out there, I'll spot them. Bow to your king. One smack'll do.
Could recall my own unit. That's stupid.
Hello, my darling.
Behold the divine power of the sun! Our courage will never fade.
I mean, he still gets recalled, but... Robin's pretty good.
the torches!
I'd never keep my guests waiting.
Our strength is forever at its zenith.
Blessed daylight surrounds you.
Push back the darkness.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
Finally found that.
Behold the sun's holy light.
So I can obliterate this thing. Although at this point that might not be good
Neither
enough.
the flames nor the depths can claim me. Explosives!
No room for doubt.
Simpering fool!
Sunlight blinds.
Barrel!
Raise your weapon, Sunward.
Glorious light rains down.
Explosives!
Pain is nothing. Bask in the light's radiance. Strike while the planets align.
To the sun! Barrel! Explosives!
I'm absolutely parched. Let it flow!
No mercy for heretics.
Yeah, Vlad giving him help. Very nasty. Oh yeah, Sejuani does nasty shit too. we're probably dead.
Who would dance with me?
This is but
We
one sunset.
needed that falling comet very early on to obliterate the landmark. I don't think it mattered to obliterate it. By the time we got it, just came too late. Not sure I played that the best we could have. What they were doing was kind of weird, but what they're doing is very atypical. That was interesting though. I'd like to play that matchup again. Do we want Ravun immediately? I don't think so. I think I want one Concussive Palm though. Worth noting in that last matchup, the Sunburst would have been much better than the Will of Ionia's. Like, taking away that Vlad permanently would have been a lot better. Obviously, it's more expensive, but we definitely have the mana. And that's, like, the thing, right? If our deck is looking to go a little bit longer, as it tends to be in most games, maybe the Sunburst just having a permanent answer is just better than this.
Serve the greater good.
They're getting for 2 here.
My time.
See what we draw. Yeah, I think we just play this out.
Unyielding
We'll
light.
have enough mana to play Concussive Bomb next turn if we want to.
Scorching light.
So they're discard aggro, but they're running Rivens instead of... Or they have some discard synergy, I suppose. And they're running Riven plus at least some Reforge cards instead. Intriguing, for sure. Imagine we'll see... If we see a Draven here, I'll probably just Concussive Palm proactively. Care about... What am I hitting with Concussive Bomb here? They'll probably hook here just to get in some damage, so maybe I'm supposed to do this.
You cannot sway me.
I'm trading here. Leona's not amazing here. I'll just pass and see what they do. Fine by me. Perfectly fine by me.
Time for the main event.
The dawn has arrived. Bask in the light's radiance.
So I'll probably hook Leona so that
right up.
Draven can get in more easily. They're not. So they must have... I could see them having... what is that card called? Is it Fervor? I could just pass here. I mean...
Ever vigilant.
Let's see what they got. Could be Mystic Shots. Could be a bunch of things. Yeah, I'll just recall you. It's fine. They have Whirling Death. Yeah, that sucks. Whirling Death is such a good card. Whirling Death is a very, very good card. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go with that. Slow them down. Yasuo's
The
really
party
good.
has arrived.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
We'll chump block and then I'll pass because there's probably no way that they're passing.
Now we're cooking.
Probably gonna see him discard something. Yeah, not interested in leveling Draven. That's interesting.
I go where the road takes me.
So the way Yasuo works is he should level and then strike the other guy. I'm not sure who actually dies here. Oh, it'll be the Sump Dredger because Draven will be weaker. He'll be the weaker one first.
Maybe I do have a future.
May our light shine forever.
Generate a bunch of card advantage. I know one of the things they have is a... Actually, no. Did they get rid of the Blade Fragment? I guess it wouldn't tell us, because it doesn't tell you, because you don't get to know which Blade Fragment they took. So we'll play the Priestess next. Actually, we might attack first.
One blade.
Yeah,
one
we'll get in for a
purpose.
big attack here. They're probably fine taking this hit, like it probably doesn't do much against them. If they have a way to kill something, like kill Yasuo, maybe we will deny with this 4 mana that we still have, rather than play the Solari Priestess. Really wanted to play the Priestess and then Heaven's Aligned just generate card advantage, but... Oh, our client lagged there for a bit. What did they discard? I guess we won't know necessarily. Ooh. I think it's worth trying to save Yasuo here.
When will I find peace?
Yeah, I guess it's discard aggro with Blade Fragments to just generate more things to discard, maybe. Maybe they don't care that much about leveling Riven, I don't know.
Axes coming right up.
We'll definitely try to block with at least Raven here. Now that's not looking as appealing.
Even shattered hearts mend in time.
deceiver!
Life and death on the blade's edge.
So we'll start with this to see what they do.
This is gonna hurt for you.
Yep, this is perfect. Because we got them to spend another threat, so...
Sunlight guide you, my brethren.
I'm cold, I'm hungry, and there's rocks in these bullets.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Yeah, so now they want to give this thing the... I'm just supposed to play this out. Concussive Palm's a great pickup. Means we can reasonably play out Golden Sister. Which we're definitely going to do, because they're probably playing it out now.
What once was two, now is one.
We can block whichever is the bigger one. Or just stun it.
Shines.
Probably supposed to just play more stuff out there, honestly. Threaten lethal. Just kind of want to get this
Carry your own gear.
in.
To serve the greater good.
Our strength is forever at its zenith.
Blessed daylight surrounds you.
Witness perfection, meatbags.
radiant blessing.
Yeah, we're gonna use the meteor shower to shoot the 1-3 and shoot their elusive threat. And then just, yeah. Boy, oh boy, games with this deck are exhausting, man. I have to think so much. Can I just smash? That's fine. We're gonna play a more smashy deck next. We'll play probably just one more match with this. Ah, okay, revenge potentially against the this landmark deck. Gonna keep the priestess to look for falling comet. I mulligan the rest looking for earlier plays to apply pressure. Unfortunately, we didn't get the Solari soldier there. But, oh, we could always just draw him like a professional.
Bless the faithful and sear the heretics. Follow the horizon.
We're definitely just gonna curve out here. We're the beatdown in this deck, or in this matchup, I would assume. So they have a lot of inevitability with the thralls that they're creating. So we just want to apply as much pressure as possible. Solari Priestess definitely looking for Falling Comet to get rid of the guy that speeds these things up. If sure. They already generated a pretty decent amount of value, so I'm okay with that. Didn't get it, unfortunately. I think we go with the Traveler then in this case, because he can make us... it's kind of like a reroll, but he could also find us just big threats to play. I think I'll play a Yasuo next.
I go where the road takes me. Blade never gets any lighter.
This is kind of okay, because if he wants to block here, he lets 4 damage through. I think that's okay. Nah, that's okay. We'll just do this. Probably just jumping in. I think that might have been a free point of damage I missed. It's tough to say. Unfortunately, we do not have... why would she duplicate the one with higher value? Still not finding what we're looking for, sadly.
Each journey is a discovery.
I am confused. Couldn't they have done that first and then Talia? I'm just not reading these cards. Predict in advance and now landmark 2 rounds. Maybe they just want to give me a fighting chance.
War is everlasting. All will fear and love our dark lady.
Fear, love.
Die, weakling.
Hardly matters though, huh?
Our strength is forever at its zenith.
Blessed daylight surrounds you.
Ages pass, but I am eternal. I will bury the world in ice. Succumb.
heretic.
Yeah, having to spend all our resources just to not die this game doesn't feel great. That's for sure.
Faith.
Yeah, if we had a Leona, I could see us potentially punching through because we could stun down their board with a bunch of plays, but what does an instant sentry do? Summon a random landmark, countdown, or advance a landmark 4 rounds. Okay, so they're getting another big boy. Oh yeah, they don't even have to spend it anymore.
Embrace the calm.
Yeah, so that seems like a really, really bad matchup for us.
I've always believed in second chances.
If it seems like if we don't find that fallen comet to deal with the landmark or that guy right away, we're boned. Maybe that's a reason why we need Sunburst back. Sunburst can potentially really slow down that deck. I feel like whatever that card is called, that 4/5 they play is so key to their strategy. Zoe Heimerdinger, huh? Not a great selection of cards here.
I bear a message from. Oh, hey, what's that?
Yep. No plays. In our deck that's running, I don't know how many 2-drops and 1-drops. Well, I can count. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did like a full mulligan too. This is a pretty bad start. Let's play one more and see if we can actually get a decent curve. And then I think that's it for this deck for the day. Pretty disappointing showing from it so far. We had that like one good game against the aggro deck, and that's about it. I'll keep Leona, the rest can go away. Alright, hopefully they do poorly. Well, I only potentially good. We could just start by passing here. Like, they're the aggro deck, they need to make plays. We could just bank and, or pass and bank spell mana. And then have this to be the better kind of defensive play.
Clad in shining sunlight.
And then we still have enough mana to play a bunch of stuff. I mean, are they gonna just swing with the witch? They are. Is it worth playing? No, I don't think so.
Sleep is for the guiltless.
Nothing's lost. It's just waiting to be found.
And you won't believe what we found today. without mercy.
So Hush doesn't stop because of the
First
spell.
light illuminates the land.
Oh, so I guess this is going to target
sun's
that and it's not going to get
splendor
spell shielded.
That old trick again.
It's kind of rough. We can stun it with concussive bomb though, so that's nice.
Trample him! Watch your head.
So, how are we doing this? We could no, spell shield. So much spell shield. Deck doesn't like that. Guess we're just stunning this, maybe blocking here? Maybe I'm supposed to throw this away to save some life.
Ever vigilant.
Could actually level up Leona too next turn by going this into this. Doesn't really do too much, but we have a decent board to play with for sure.
Saw that a mile away. Curse relic.
Don't love having to make that exchange, but I think it's okay.
Warriors of the Raharak, our time is now!
We'll follow you.
Well, that would have been a lot better if we had
daybreak.
Leona still.
How's the market today, Karima? Full of heavy purses and empty heads.
I face my fate. Your turn.
They might try to get spell shield back on the Ruin Runner. Found Challenger instead. I think that's okay. A lot of star shaping, so they play to the board.
We love it when they run.
Are we doing Morning Light then? That really messes with their combat math actually. They have a Waking Sands as well though.
We will not suffer unbelievers.
Let's start
They will
here.
not escape punishment.
If I play this, we don't do much else though. Let's just do it because it's a fun play. They're potentially very good. Also draws us a card. We're likely to lose Robin too, so.
This way! Go!
After them.
Yasuo's nowhere near leveling, so I'm pretty okay with his exchange. I mean, he could have finished her off with another trigger, but I think it'd be okay with
You cannot sway me.
that not happening. Spellman and then play that, I think.
Didn't lose any relics on the ride over, did you?
No, and I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Danger pays. Cut you a deal.
She's gonna level up too. Ugh, that's so annoying. I guess we could hush and recall her, huh?
Your attack is obvious.
Power before our might.
Do they have denies in their deck? It's an interesting question.
All that glitters is mine.
At least she doesn't have thingy. Just play all these out. Hope it's good enough.
Gonna find a gift for Renekton, right, Arda?
Do not hear the shrouded path.
Forward in the name of the Solari! Devotion through battle!
Nothing personal.
Quit struggling! You're dead meat!
I don't know why they wouldn't block the bigger thing then. The answer is it probably doesn't matter because I think we're dead.
Business as usual.
Come on, Rib.
Yeah, pretty sure we're dead. Alright, that's gonna do it for this deck. Kinda has a disappointing run, to be honest. It just seems like it doesn't... I don't know. The aggro decks in this format now are just... have such crazy potential. That severe Zed deck seems crazy good. At least against what we're doing. Spell Shield on your big threats is kind of brutal. Kind of brutal. Alright, I don't know if there's much to say about this other than what I've already said. It's pretty disappointing. Felt like this deck was in a solid spot before this latest batch of cards, but like not like that good or anything, but you know, capable of winning games and doing something a little different than what you would normally see on the ladder. But yeah, it's just a bit too slow. I feel like the control decks like we've seen with the Italia and Lysandra landmark decks, they're just going bigger than what you're... They're going bigger than you, and the aggro decks are just too fast to get under you a lot of the time. I guess the best thing, like we're probably pretty good against Lurk and the Pirate aggro, it would seem, but against everything else, well, I guess that's not too true. I'm kind of like, I'm probably sort of, what's the word? Focusing too narrowly on some of our bad matchups. Like we're probably okay against things like Pirate aggro and Discard aggro and Lurk, like I mentioned, but the question is that enough of the format for this to be a reasonable choice to go on the ladder? But again, if you're looking to play something different and don't care so much about what's optimal, then that might not matter to you so much. The Will of Ionias didn't feel as good as I was hoping for this set, so maybe they're better to go back as Sunburst. The Will of Ionias, yeah, they're good in theory against like other mid-range or aggro decks, because we can like generate, you know, tempo and stall the game, get it so we can get to our late game stuff. But Sunburst, the permanence that this provides, definitely would have been better in a lot of situations that we saw ourselves in this set. Anywho, that's enough of that.